Hey guys, time to work on another lawnmower. This is one of the several lawnmowers that I picked up for either free or dirt cheap last fall at yard sales or whatnot. This one I think was actually a roadside, just sitting out there take for free kind of deal. I honestly don't even remember where I got this one from. This is a Troy-bilt. It's got a sticker on it that says something about call Lowe's for service, so this must have been a Troy-bilt sold through Lowe's. You can see it looks like it was stored outside. I had it inside over the winter in the barn. This plastic is cracked right here. The tank is bone dry, the gas tank, which is actually good. It saves me the trouble of having to drain bad gas out because it does smell stale. This has got the ready to start, no priming or choking technology, which I'm wondering if that's going to be a pain in the you-know-what. I notice it's missing the throttle cable completely. This is where the outer sheath of the cable would clamp on right here, and the screw's missing. And then there's just a little like lever right here that it must have hooked to. We'll have to get a better look at that when we get this apart. So it does turn over. This also has something here. It talks about 30% easier pulling. So I'm wondering if this has some sort of a compression release nonsense on it. This is a convertible mower, so this is supposed to be able to actually do the job of mulching. So it's in mulch mode right now when that door is closed and this is closed. And then you can turn it into a bagger, okay, by lifting this up and installing the bag, which I do believe I do have the bag for this. And then last but not least, there should be a way to actually turn this into a side discharge mower. Usually on some mowers there's something built into this piece right here so you can do the conversion. On this one, unfortunately, it looks like maybe there would be another piece that would go on here, which I do not have. Either that or it was never made for side discharge, which is, I don't know, that's kind of unusual. I thought that they were able to do all three. It's kind of weird that it could do mulching or bagging but not side discharge. Alright, so let's pull it just to hear it. Alright, so this has got the classic flywheel brake. So this cable right here comes up to this handheld part here. It has to do with, probably has to do with the, there might be a mower clutch in there. Blade clutch, I mean. But I do know you have to hold this handle. That releases the flywheel brake so that you can pull it. So we get a little bit of a puff, 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 which is a good sign. That means there is compression. How good the compression is, I have no idea. Am I going to bother compression testing this? Not unless we can't get it to run at all. Then out of morbid curiosity, I might. But the reality is, I can almost guarantee you this is going to be carburetor related on this thing. Of course, I've been wrong before. What I want to do is I just want to pull the carburetor, and then I can take it down to the workbench where it's better lighting. I don't have to worry about losing stuff in the weeds here, and more importantly, I don't have to worry about bugs biting me. And it's the 3rd of May 2019. We've just had a ton of rain all week. Finally has stopped raining for a little bit. We got more rain apparently moving in, but we are experiencing a tick explosion. It almost seems even worse than ever. Tick bill. Okay, can't help but think that there should be a filter in here where there is nothing. Huh. Not even a just piece of foam? Well, if there's supposed to be a filter in here and they have been running it without a filter, that's not good. It's all that dirt, dust from cutting the grass. goes right into the motor. So before I open it up, I'm just gonna get the heavy dirt that's all over the outside body of the carburetor, as much of that off as I can. A quick rinse with water, the water-based cleaner that I was using, and it cleans up really nice. This actually looks like it's in pretty good shape on the outside. Look at this, there's overspray on here from when they sprayed paint on the mower block. I doubt that they painted that with touch-up afterwards. That's probably just how lax they were on the quality control there. Alright, so obviously water in the carburetor is not exactly ideal, so I'm going to blow this out. But I'm going to open it up and see what's inside the bowl. Ha! That's actually very clean. But what's in the bottom of the bowl, that little bit of liquid there, that's mostly water. And I'll tell you, that's not water that I just got in there. That's water that's been in there, because it's water mixed with stale gas. Well, how about that? So, one of my favorite tools, many of you have seen me use this time and time again for cleaning carburetors, is these little wires here. These are actually a set of wires specially made for cleaning nozzles, welding nozzles. So the gas nozzles on like oxyacetylene type torches, and they're all different sizes. And the really small ones are just plain wire, and then when you get up to the slightly larger size, there's actually almost like a burr or a file profile on part of it. So it really helps scrub. But of course those aren't really flexible. But like for things like the main jet, for instance, they're pretty good. Some of these carburetors can be pretty tricky with the amount of passages that they have, and the passages may make turns here and there, which make it difficult to, you can't just route something through. I mean, if it's really badly clogged with like corrosion or something like that, sometimes you got to remove these little plugs, which are called Welch plugs, and that'll give you more access. But then you've got to have a replacement Welch plug to put in there, which those tend to come with the carburetor rebuild kits. Now there are little pieces of black flecks of rubber or something that I did find a couple inside the carburetor. I'm not entirely sure what they are. There's a couple of possibilities. It could be this bowl gasket, although the parts of the bowl gasket that actually are, well, they're not really exposed to the inside of the bowl, so even if that bowl gasket started to break down, it wouldn't make much sense for that stuff to end up inside the bowl. Which is what's making me think that what I'm actually seeing in there are more than likely actual parts of the inside of the fuel line. Sometimes when the fuel line gets old and the ethanol additives in the gasoline attack that fuel line, it'll start to break down, and the little pieces will start to break off and get into the fuel system, carburetor, and clog up these little orifices. So I think I've got enough extra parts laying around here to replace the couple things on this carburetor that appear to need attention. There's a little gasket that goes on the nut that goes in here. That's completely junk. So if I keep the carburetor inverted like so, and I just lightly blow through the fuel inlet, you can test the seat on that. You can test the seat on that needle. It seems okay. The bowl's nice and clean. So on here, there's the remnants of a gasket or washer. So I've got another one I'm going to install on here. Seems like it's the right size. Sometimes these bowls are made in a very specific way. They'll have a flat spot on the bottom, so you have to orient them correctly, or you can have a problem with the float. This one is not that way. This is just a regular. This can go on any old way. Alright, let's go take a look at that fuel line. Alright, so I got that carburetor back on. Before I put any fuel in this thing, I think I'll check and see if I've got spark. So I got a feeling we have compression, I just don't know how much. And then, of course, we're going to have fuel, hopefully. I grabbed the wrong size socket. Don't tell anybody I just used vice grips to take a spark plug out. Let's have that be our little secret. That's a puff of a plug there. Okay, so now the trick is, in order for me to pull this and check if there's any spark, I have to have this flywheel brake in the off position. Not only that, but on most of these mowers that have this mechanism like this, there's a kill switch in there. There's basically a mechanism that when the lever comes over, it touches this wire and it kills the ignition. And I'm pretty sure that that's what I can see right through here. So what we're going to do, we're going to throw the vice grips on the handle to keep that in the on position. This is the point where I really wish my assistant was here, one of my kids, so they could pull it while I check for spark. Since they're not here, I'm just going to try and do it this way. We have spark. I'm going to clean this plug while I have it out. Alright, got it all put back together. I'll put a little bit of fresh gas in the tank. Alright, I didn't put too much fuel in there. So far, no leaks out of the carburetor. Still don't know exactly how this choke is supposed to work. I think this will be full throttle. Oh crap, look at that. Spoke too soon. Leaking gas. Just for the heck of it, let's see if it fires. Nothing wrong with that motor. It's actually running pretty nice. I wonder if the float was just stuck. give it a minute. That bowl fill back up. If gas keeps dripping out, then we'll have to go back into that carburetor and figure out what's going on. Now it's been a few minutes and it's not leaking, so let's try and start it again, and then I'm gonna try and engage the self-propelled drive and see if that works. Yeah, it does. Alright, so to sum up, the current issues with this mower are that there's a rotted area here on the deck that somebody patched over with duct tape. Okay, you can feel a hole right there. Alright. Needs a throttle cable, and it needs an air filter. Otherwise, you know, of course, probably needs the blade sharpened. Otherwise, this is a good working mower for somebody, and it's going to be, when I put it up for sale, it's going to be, I can almost guarantee you, the cheapest running mower out there. People intend to give away free mowers that run, so I probably won't bother doing any of this. I might pick up the air filter for it, only because I've actually got some grass I want to cut with it right now, and this is the only running mower I now have because I sold my trusty old Toro. So I think this is going to be a wrap on this one. So like I said, I'm not even going to bother with a throttle cable for it. You can just reach down here and flip this. It's basically two positions, idle and full speed, you know. So well, that was easy. So there you go, lawnmower repair. You never know what I'm going to do next on this channel, so if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe, and if you like this video, please hit the like button. Take care. Bye-bye.